What's up, guys? Nethervvoid back with more War Thunder for you today, and try to get some more historical battles for you. And I'm just not really liking historical battles. I know a lot of you guys think, oh, that's, it's because you're a crappy arcade player or whatever. But I think part of it is I really just enjoy arcade. So until I really find arcade boring, which I'm not really sure how you can find arcade boring since it puts you right in the action kind of quick, I'll probably just keep playing these because I just don't find HB enjoyable. Again, I've already talked about this a lot, but that basically just goes back to I don't like flying for 5 minutes to get into the dogfight, which is similar to an arcade dogfight in most regards. But anyway, here I'm trying to fly out bombers now on these ground strike maps. This is fjords. I'm trying to fly out my bomber first and bomb a few targets, as many as I can until I get shot down. I was going to go in for a bombing run right there. I've noticed that one of the really awesome things to do on an A20 is to just fly in low and quick right away onto the enemy targets, bomb some targets, and keep flying away if you got any tails on you. And you should have enough speed at that point to usually outrun, at least at these ranks, anybody that's on your tail. And usually people just give up because they're tired of chasing you and they don't want to chase you all the way to the edge of the map, which, hey, it's a viable tactic. Just bore your pursuer. Make him bored. Anyway, I couldn't find any good places to bomb, so I figured, you know what, I'm just going to come in on the center here. Didn't seem like it was that hot. I do have a tail, but it was something that was not anticipated. I didn't see any a furball in here, and really just wanted to get my bombs loose before I died. Probably in the future what I'll be doing is circling more when targets are not available or when enemy are flying over their own targets, just sitting there waiting, which it looked like that's what enemy was doing in this one. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more bombing so I can get better at it and show you guys some more of that. So here you can see the A20 takes just a pounding and still flying in the air. Finally, the DO-217 dies. My plane is way in the black here. It's pretty much shot down. Still getting a lot of damage from the fire. And there it is. It's dead. The engines are out. I'm thinking maybe I can get onto the strip. My plane still does seem to be turning fairly well. And anyway, so another thing I wanted to show you, the reason I'm showing you this game, it's actually not a very good game as far as kill-death ratio, but I'm going to show you some of the things you can do. I've really been focusing lately, especially on these ground attack missions, to get the win. That's mainly what I've been focusing on when I play. So, and I'm also once I unlock stealth ammo and all the upgrades on a plane, I'm trying to fly out other planes to unlock all the upgrades on all my planes. And that's because I do eventually want to do strategies on these planes. I'm not really sure when that will be, but I'm going to try to do it. So anyway, now I'm flying out in Air Cobra with the big 37mm gun. I just love this plane, and you'll see why. So mainly what I'm trying to do here is defend our ground forces. If I see any enemies near our ground forces, I'm going to take them out. And that's really what I'm trying to do on this map now. But anyway, what I really wanted to also talk about was I saw a forum post recently. It's actually, I think, it's very recently, where a guy is basically saying, he's losing interest in the game because he doesn't see a lot of people queued up for like tier 10 or rank 10 and above battles. And so he's really having a frustrating time when he flies out in his rank 10 plane, going up against jets and stuff like that, because there's not enough people in the queues at the higher tiers. And what he's basically not saying, or maybe doesn't realize, is that, if they don't adjust the economy and people basically fly lower rank planes because they're just as fun as higher rank planes, and they cost a lot less to fly, then there's never going to be enough people at the higher ranks to really allow the matchmaker to do its job. And I don't want to say never, but really, you're hurting yourself. There's two things hurting this situation. The economy, obviously, that's the actual cause of it, causing a lot of people not to play high tiers. But then that also puts further pressure on people who would be willing to play high tiers not to play high tiers, because the guy was basically saying for him it's taking upwards of 6 minutes to get a battle, and then it's not even a battle of like ranked planes. And so he's saying, so it's compounding. The problem is compounding on itself, because people that are willing, in the current economy to play higher tiers aren't, and so not only are the people who aren't willing to play at the higher tiers because of repair costs and cost of planes are not playing in higher tiers. Now, also, some of the people that are willing to are also dropping out of that because of the people that are deciding not to play. It's kind of a common situation that you see in MMOs where, let's say you've got, 100,000 people playing an MMO, and let's say 50,000 of them decide to quit because, they don't like whatever happens. Something happens, there's a nerf, something happens, and 50,000 people quit. Well, when an MMO starts to lose population, and it becomes hard to group, and it becomes hard to raid, and it becomes hard to do things you have to do with other people, which every MMO should have lots of things that you have to do with other people, or else why is it an MMO? Then people start not logging in, and they start quitting, not because they don't want to play the game, or because they didn't like patch X that made a lot of people leave, but just because you don't have enough of a player base to sustain the MMO as it is. You have to have, there's like a minimum required level of players that you have to maintain the design that you've set up. And so that's basically what this guy's saying is, I'm getting tired of this game because the way you've changed the design of or an aspect of your game that the design of your game does not support. So there's a lower limit or an upper limit to what you can do with the economy and still keep an active player base in all the ranks of your game, all the design points of your game. And actually, a perfect example is World of Tanks. They just made an economy change. They're actually going to make it in 8.6 to give 10% income bonus to tier 10 tanks, and also stepping down from 10% down to, I think it's 5 or whatever it is, all the way down to tier 7, 5% bonus, because they don't feel enough players are striving for the high tiers. And that's actually very true. A lot of people feel like, hey, I'm losing money, I'm not going to play these, I'm going to play rank 5 and 6 and almost exclusively, I'm just going to play it all the time, so what's the point of playing these higher tiers? And so what that's also doing is, since if people don't have goals to play the higher tier tanks or to fly the higher ranked planes, then that's going to hurt the income of the company, because people are not going to want to buy Gold Eagles and stuff if they're so depressed by the state of the economy that they feel like they can't advance no matter what they do. And I'll be real honest with you, I'm only rank 7 in most of the nations, which is not very high. And I have a premium account, and I also fly lots of premium planes. Almost every time I fly out, I fly at least one premium plane for a third of the game and get a couple kills in it. And I'm really hovering at 100,000 credits. I've been hovering there for probably a month. Now, I don't play every day all the time, but what I'm saying is, I guess I'm counterbalancing that with, I'm ranking up and unlocking planes and parts of planes and ammo racks and all that at a rate that's keeping my credits at an even level, which means it's sustainable for myself personally at rank 7. And I'm not super bad at this game. I'm not super good. I don't even care. Let's just say I'm an average player. I don't even know if I am. I think I'm average, whatever. But if I'm the average player, and with premium and premium planes, and then not putting in any more money into the game, like buying credits or anything, and I can barely maintain rank 7, then something's wrong. Something's really wrong. In World of Tanks, I can easily play my rank, my tier 10s, my tier 7s, all these different kind of tanks with premium, and having, premium tanks, and still that's not true, I guess, in that game either. If I don't play my premium tanks on purpose, then I really can't afford to rank up. So I guess at some point, which is stupid, and I think actually people are realizing this, is that people are going to be flying a lot of exclusively all gold plane loadouts, which is going to be really boring. that means you have to play the same planes over and over and over and over and over, and that sucks. Who wants to play the same premium plane over and over and over? I don't. I want to unlock new planes and play those. You know, it's the same thing. It's actually a lot worse in World of Tanks because premium tanks are so much more expensive, and you have a much more limited amount of those tanks that most people have that can afford anyway to play with. So they end up playing 1 or 2 tanks like 50% of the time. That is not fun. When there's like 400 tanks available and you have to play 2 tanks. What the hell is that? So why don't they come out with a gold crew, and that crew, you know, has the increased credit earning potential, so you can put any plane on it. It doesn't matter what plane you're in, it'll increase the bonus of it. That would be awesome, and actually you could charge gold credits for that. I think people would do it. I know I would. Anyway, that's a decent game. Not a lot of great kills versus death. A lot of good assists and stuff. Really just being a team player right there, covering our ground assets and making sure they didn't get jacked up. Not a great game. 13,000 credits. I did get most assists. Nice XP, but again, not a lot of credits, and that's what I'm kind of talking about. With all the ammo racks and stuff I have to unlock, it's just kind of a hassle. So let me know what you think about the economy still, and about how to play the objective and play for the win. So I'll see you guys next time.